via our Facebook and YouTube channels. We begin our August series today on the wings of love, and our topic is the launch of love, with the focus on the love in the teachings of Science of Mind. In the opening chapter of the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes wrote these words: "This then is the teaching, love and law." And further on page 184, paragraph 3, he wrote this: "Have enthusiasm, and above all, have a consciousness of love, a radiant feeling throwing through our consciousness at all times. Treat yourself, meaning clear out any thoughts of negation, doubt, and fear until you have an inner sense or perception of the ever-present unity with the all-good." There's only one mind, and it was so evident this morning. Well, actually, it was evident a couple of days ago. As I was reflecting on our theme for this month, On the Wings of Love, I thought of the song by Jeffrey Osborne, On the Wings of Love. And I was noticing on Facebook yesterday that a couple of our ministers had posted, those who are following the theme for the month, they had posted On the Wings of Love as their topic, and they were using the Jeffrey Osborne song in the background. And then this morning for our opening song, Amber blessed us with On the Wings of Love. So I think there's something magic about this theme that we're going to be exploring this month. I want to reflect on the chorus for On the Wings of Love for just a few minutes. And the words are, "On the wings of love, up above the clouds, the only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together, flying high up on the wings of love." Now, if we look at this and apply our metaphysical Science of Mind teachings, we will observe that Osborne's song blends its poetic imagery with the principles of consciousness, unity, and divine love. So there's an interconnection here that we're seeing. Imagine, if you will, the freedom and the joy of connection, flying high together. Love is the force that lifts us higher, higher than our troubles, higher than our fears, higher than the smallness of everyday thinking. In Science of Mind, we teach love is the very nature of God. And Ernest Holmes reminds us again that love points the way and law makes the way possible. Love is the highest vibration in the universe, an expression of spirit moving through us. And when we rise into the consciousness of love, we transcend limitation, fear, and separation. And here are a few examples I offer this morning for rising in consciousness of love. First, we begin to practice love. Love is more than an emotion. I think it was one of the songs by Tina Turner that said, "Love is a secondhand emotion." Love is more than just an emotion. It is the divine presence in action. When we allow love to lift our hearts, it truly does lift us, just as the wings of a bird lifted into the boundless sky. This month, we will be using as our book of the month, The Teachings of Love by Thich Nhat Hanh. And he wrote the following: "The Buddha taught that it is possible to live 24 hours a day in a state of love. Every moment, every glance, every thought, and every word can be infused with love." I believe that we can practice love 24 hours a day. I think it's a worthy practice, and I attempt to do it myself. However, the disclaimer, This practice of love comes with a warning. This 24 hours a day practice comes with a warning. And that is, it may be difficult and sometimes even intimidating. I see some heads nodding, so we're witnessing our own lives of how challenging this idea of loving 24 hours a day. And I offered that we turn the reflection around, if you will. It's like taking a selfie. You turn the camera around and focus it on yourself. We focus on ourselves, and we set this intention to practice loving myself 24 hours a day, every glance, every thought, every idea, every experience that I'm going through. If I am loving myself, I am coming from this place of love, then that is what I'm going to project out. And we can also find encouragement in the Buddhist teaching of the four immeasurable minds. And we offer these expressions of the divine that we can practice very deeply each day. And so these four immeasurable minds in Buddhism are loving kindness, which I think we're familiar with, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Now, these are not fixed states to achieve. Instead, there are practices which support us in making our lives more open and receptive to love and law each day. And just a reminder, we practice our spiritual principles, and we have other modalities, such as the teachings of the Buddha, that support us with our practices. There are supplements to our practices. We love because living beings need love. We love without discrimination, and we practice true love. By dwelling in the four immeasurable minds, we are living the most beautiful, peaceful, and joyous realms of the universe. And so again, from the book, The Teachings of Love, there are these words. If we learn ways to practice love, compassion, joy, and equanimity, we will know how to heal the illness of anger, sorrow, insecurity, sadness, hatred, loneliness, and unhealthy attachments. Someone asked, so how do we practice these four immeasurable minds? And there isn't a single way for each one, but here are some ideas and some ways to embody these principles. Beginning with loving kindness. The desire to offer happiness. Repeat it daily whenever you can. May all beings experience acceptance, trust, sufficiency, and safety. Say this when you find it easily, and say it especially when it feels difficult. May all beings experience acceptance, trust, sufficiency, and safety. And the next of the four immeasurable minds is compassion. The desire to remove suffering from another person. When we see someone struggling, regardless of the details, known or unknown, quietly say to yourself, I see your struggle and suffering. I also have struggled and suffered. I extend my heart of care to you, as I know this does not feel good. May your struggle and suffering pass soon. May your struggle and suffering pass soon. And the third is joy. The desire to bring joy to people around you and allow their happiness to bring you joy. Start the day with a question in meditation. What joy can come today? And we ask this question not in an attempt to plan joy, instead to be open to the possibility of joy, open to these possibilities. And the fourth is equanimity, the desire to accept everything and not to discriminate, the desire to accept everything and not discriminate. As often as we can, state quietly in your mind, at this moment, I trust that God is the source of my supply. I trust that God is the source of my supply. Whether or not you have proof of this, make this claim to bring a sense of even-mindedness and trust to that which is continuously operating for us and not against us. And by practicing these 4 principles of the teachings of the Buddha, moves us into this place of acceptance. And I offer this question for us to contemplate. Where in our lives are we unaccepting of life as it unfolds? Where in our lives are we unaccepting of life as it unfolds? Acceptance does not require that we like every circumstance or that we agree with every experience. It does invite us to acknowledge reality as it is, rather than the way we wish it to be. Our Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision offers us this invitation to envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. A world where this kinship with all life prospers and connects through the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. Acceptance invites us to have the willingness to say yes to the reality of life, even when it is uncomfortable or painful. This does not mean resignation. Instead, it opens the door to freedom, a freedom from resistance, judgment, and the inner turmoil that keeps us separated from love. In acceptance, we find a spaciousness to move through. We find that it challenges us to have a more open heart and making space for the love that lies beyond our preferences and our aversions. And so as we wrap this up this morning, I offer this call to action for us. And that is to seek out the places, the spaces, and the relationships where you can intentionally embody loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. We love because living things need our love. Go beyond our comfort zone and embrace the edges of our capacity to love. It may not feel easy at first, however, it's a practice that we're capable of, and the growth that comes from it is worth the effort. To deepen the practice, our practices do call for action. To deepen the practice, consider partnering with a friend, a colleague, a fellow seeker, and share your experiencing of practicing the 4 immeasurable minds together. By reflecting with one another, you create mutual support and inspiration, enriching the practice for both of you. Lift someone up. Speak words that encourage, inspire, and bless. Seek the higher truth. Look beyond appearances to the spiritual reality of wholeness. Stay above the storm. Don't get caught in negativity. Rise into the light of truth. Let love be the pilot. Make love your guiding intention in every interaction. And let us now say together our affirmation for the week. And the words will be on our screen. We will say this twice. I am grateful for my journey in love. I am grateful for my journey in love. And I invite us to turn within as we pray together, as we move into our time of spiritual mind treatment. Knowing that as I connect with the divine, I connect with the one that is the one that is holding everything in absolute harmony. And the fluidity of love is flowing through that harmony from heart to heart, breath to breath, spirit to spirit, energy to energy. This one presence that unites each one of us in the energy of love that lifts us higher and higher and higher. And so I am declaring this morning that we fly on the wings of love, the wings of love that lift us into the consciousness of abundance and prosperity, loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, knowing that everything, absolutely everything, is working for the highest and best of all that are concerned. And so as I let go of attachments to outcomes, as I let go of attachments to my idea of right and wrong, I can say, as the poet Rumi says, join me in this field of awareness, out and beyond any ideas of right doing and wrongdoing. This is the place where love abides. This is the place where we come together in the unity and the oneness of all life. I bless this morning places where individuals are gathering in the name and nature of the one life, knowing that it is not limited and it is not bound by time and space or physical location, that love prevails in all of our interactions, beginning with loving myself, beginning with loving one another. And I'm reminded of the teachings of the master teacher, Jesus the Christ, and the two great commandments, and that is to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. Meaning that as we love ourselves, as we love this energy and the principle of the God energy that is in us, that love extends out to everyone we interact with. I speak my word of blessing this morning for the families of loved ones, dear friends, dear colleagues, who have stepped off of this mortal plane into the realm of immortality, into the next life, this greater yet to be experience. Knowing that each time there is a memory of the individual, it is a reflection of the continuity of life. Remembering our mentors, remembering our teachers, remembering our friends who show love in unconditional ways and inspire us to go deeper and to go wider and to know that love is this healing balm. I speak my word this morning for people who are seeking the divine expression of right livelihood in whatever way it shows up. And I also speak my word of healing for those who are experiencing pain or discomfort in the body temple, realizing that it is a call to rest. The body is saying, come home. Ye who are weary, come home and find rest for your soul, recognizing that the source of all there is present right here and right now. And so I'm declaring in this healing process, the assimilation of ideas and whatever support there is into the spiritual and the physical body temple. And that these ideas of right living, of healing, of wellness, of wholeness are circulating through the body temple. Imagine the blood circulating through the body, releasing nourishment into those places that need healing, and collecting all that is no longer serving the body, and is it releasing it through the process of elimination, knowing that a healing is taking place right here and right now. And for this and so much more, I am eternally grateful. Releasing this word into the activity and the action of love and law, I allow it to be. And if any of what I have said resonates with you in any way, please join me in affirming it by saying, and so it is, and so it is. As we prepare now for our sharing of abundance, I have a good news, and Amy, if you would like to update the thermometer for us for our Raise the Roof campaign, we are at $4,170. Our goal is $4,500, and so we appreciate, and we're declaring that that goal is not only met, it is exceeded. Thank you for your generosity. Your donations to our spiritual community help us to make a change in the world, not only by providing this physical space for us to come together and fellowship, but to spread the word out through the means of social media and our one-to-one connections with one another, because it is through our showing up in the world that we demonstrate that the life we live is the life of God. And so now this is an opportunity to share in the abundance through our offerings. And we have a statement of abundance that I would like for us to say together now. I recognize the presence of God within as the source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And for those who are viewing, we have on our screen the ways that you may donate to our center by mail at 400 West Franklin Street, Monterey, California, 93940. You may text to give at 831-246-9694, and you may also contribute online to our website, montereycsl.org/donate. Thank you for your ongoing support and love for our spiritual community. And just to share a few things with our viewing community, our August theme, On the Wings of Love. We recognize that love is recognized through our actions, our choices, and our behaviors. And we invite you to join us next week as we discuss love's accent. Experience the uplifting power of love and explore the way it elevates our spirits and enhances our relationships. And if you find Monterey as a destination, we invite you to join us here in our physical space, and know that wherever you are, God is and love prevails. So we say thank you and good morning to our Facebook and our YouTube family and members.